Perry, you've ruffled a feather or two.
Go on.
talkSPORT once again saying Newcastle won't finish in the top four. It's as though you don't want to believe how good we are despite all of the evidence. That's Lambie. I don't think you're saying you don't believe how good they are. You just don't know if it's time.
I just think it's just a little bit too early. And then there was another tweet coming saying I was being disrespectful, calling Eddie Howe an interim manager. And I just think he's perfect for the stage of their development. And we saw that with Man City, didn't we? With Mark Hughes was there at first when the money first came in, and then they had to bring in Mancini to get that winning mentality, and that sort of top level manager. So that's all I was saying. They're in obviously that sort of transitional period, but the job that Eddie Howe's doing is actually far better, I must admit, than I thought he would do a decent job, but I didn't think he'd have them like challenging in the top four. And obviously with Tyndall, who's he's coached as well, so he can trust him. And as we said there's a real feel when you go to St James's Park. They see a team again that is playing for the manager, is playing for the shirt, and that's a prerequisite from Newcastle fans, where they've had a lot of awful sort of times before where the St James's Park has been soulless. It isn't that. It's absolutely vibrant now, and it's really exciting times for Newcastle.
Yeah, and it's enjoying that happiness as well. So far they have overachieved, shall we say. 03717223344. You might massively disagree with us on that. That's absolutely fine. You're here to have your opinion. We welcome it. But it would be a shame to see them go into Champions League and then Eddie Howe not be good enough for Champions League football. Is that what you're almost saying there?
No,
Eddie?
I think that it probably would be given the chance, obviously, and quite rightly, because if you make a Newcastle progress as quickly as what he's had, because I think they probably saw it as maybe sort of top 6, 7 or 8.
More of a 5-year plan.
And then the next, not this season, next season, challenging realistically for top 4. So I think he's well ahead of their schedule that they probably set out. And in the long run, I don't think that might not do him any good himself, but obviously he just completely enhances his own reputation. Again, we mentioned before about how he's improving the players, his structure, because at Bournemouth he was known as sort of just playing one way, where when you play out from the back, and they were far too open, and everybody thought, oh, can you change your own philosophy? And he's proved that he can with a different set of players. And all buying into what it's nearly always 4-3-3. So every player knows when they're coming into the side what their job is. And we mentioned about Almiron scoring his goals. But if you look, whoever plays, whether it's Almiron one side, Joelinton the other, those two players actually work their socks off the ball. They protect their fullbacks. Whether it's Joelinton protecting Dan Burn or it's Almiron protecting Kieran Trippier. So they do their job. So it's 4-3-3. But then they go into a compact 4-5-1. So it's very well coached and very, very well structured. Yeah.
Do you know, it's funny, I think last year I'd made this comment, and I'm being, like a long-suffering United fan, or, Celtic having hard times. And there was a Newcastle fan who got in touch at the time and said, you have no idea what it's like to be a long-suffering fan, because Newcastle has been so hard to just get on with. And you mentioned St James's Park being a hard place to go, but you go because you're a fan and you just love the bones of the place. And now there's that happiness, there's that excitement of going there, there's that chance that you're going to win a game, there's that love and excitement back at St James's Park, and that's something that you should just enjoy and savour every moment, because every fan knows what it's like for the club not to be performing, and it's just amazing to watch Newcastle are doing just now. Also on Twitter at talkSPORT, hi to Danny. He said, I don't get the hashtag Conte loving. That kind of football went out the door with Mourinho 10 years ago. We've had anti-football since Poch left, Nuno and Jose, and now Conte.
I wasn't a
I know you didn't say that.
The reason that Spurs are in their position, the reason they got in to the Champions League last season was because of Antonio Conte, because of his mentality and his no-nonsense way of his players. But I totally agree. When Spurs fans are watching Spurs play, they actually get frustrated with them. They get bored with them, because you want to see your team on the front foot. You want to see your team taking the game to the opposition. And Spurs don't do that. Even at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they don't come out. When you think, right, let's get on the front foot, we'll dictate the pace of the game, we'll dictate the tempo. They don't. They play risk-averse football and hope that the opposition make a mistake, and then you can spring on with the pace, whether Son's playing one side or Kulusevski the other. I know Richarlison's injured now. And the Spurs are always 2 results away from the fans turning, especially at home. If they draw one and lose one at home, then that can become, I think, quite a vitriolic stadium because they will vent their frustrations in with the quality that they have in the forward areas. Not so I don't think defensively and in midfield they've got enough quality, but especially in the forward areas, you should always play to your strength, which they don't.
Asking for a friend, Manchester United. Top 4?
I think that they could sneak in. I think they could sneak into the top 4.
Yes, Perry, tell me more.
Because I like what Erik Ten Hag has done. I think he's implementing his own philosophy. He's implementing his own ideas and a culture. And it's a no-nonsense culture, which I really like. I know these days everybody says about, you go into the stats and the analysts come and give you all the stats and the run-ins, whatever. After the Brentford game, when he got beat 4-0, and he just said, right, if you're not going to run on the Saturday, this was back to the 70s and 80s, you're going to come in and you're going to run the distances you're supposed to run in the game. That's a prerequisite, what I expect. I think he handled the Ronaldo situation absolutely perfectly, because at the beginning of the season, he didn't really want Ronaldo there, and he knew that he didn't fit the way that he wanted to play, because its story is always about Ronaldo. And I think he let Ronaldo actually be the architect of his own downfall. I think he handled it absolutely, because he didn't want to be the person who got Ronaldo out, because it puts you under too much pressure. And now if you look at Man, 4 wins on the trot in all comps. And the thing that, if I was Manchester United, I'd be a bit worried. Although Martial scored and Rashford scored, I'm not sure if even one of those two is going to get you 20 Premier League goals in the season. I know Rashford's on 10 at the moment, Martial's on 5, and Rashford's on 10 goals in all competitions. The thing that would worry me was that it doesn't seem like they're going to spend any money in the January transfer window. And I still think they need a centre forward.
Yeah.